Hi, I'm Kenneth Wajda, and I'm a professional photographer here in Colorado, and welcome to another one of my photography talks. I like bringing these to you. Thanks for watching. So today I'm going to talk about using oddball equipment. Sometimes things that might inspire you. For me, if I get a new guitar, I like to practice more because it's a new instrument to work with. Well, I find the same thing is true for cameras. And we're lucky right now because we're in a film world where film cameras are really inexpensive. You can pick up film cameras, really interesting ones, traditionally very expensive ones, for very little money right now, and you're still using some of the best equipment ever made. And you can find oddball stuff, and sometimes it's just fun to shoot with something odd. Like, look at this thing. I have a Pentax lens cap on it, but that's not what it is. It's an Agfa reflex. The heck is that? I was at a camera show. They have one in Denver twice a year. And it's got a bottom advance. It loads right to left. It's got a waist level viewfinder. And you look down into the image and you photograph like a twin lens Rolleiflex or a Yashica man. And I thought, this is the oddest thing. They were making 35mm cameras without a finder, without a viewfinder. And they were using two lenses. And it was in really good shape, and it was really cheap. And I was like, you know, that seems like a bargain if it's not too expensive. And I asked how much, and I think they wanted 60 or 70, and I got it for 50. For 50 bucks. It's a treat to go out. It is a conversation piece. When I go out and I photograph with it, which I haven't done yet, I think it'll be one of those things where people will talk and say, what in the world is that? And that's a great way to find somebody new to photograph. And again, the cost is so low, I'm sure I can resell it for probably most of what I paid for it. Everything seems to work on it, shutter and aperture, and it's a great oddball. So if you're looking for something to spend money on, maybe don't buy the new Nikon D810 because it's so many thousands of dollars when you can get your little fix from a cool old film camera or a Russian Zorky or a 120 Bronica ETRS, which I picked up one of those ones for $100 with a back and a finder. And sometimes those new toys, especially those inexpensive ones, are a treat to have something new to inspire you. And I do that sometimes just because it's fun to have different cameras in my pocket. I think it was Eggleston who had a collection of hundreds of Leica and Canon cameras, and somebody said, which one, they were Canon rangefinders like the Leicas, and they said, which one do you like to use? He said, whichever one feels good on that day, whichever one I feel like. And I think there's something to that, like different cameras. I have more than one camera, and I go to whichever one I feel like shooting that day. One day it might be a Leica M5, another day it might be a Rolleiflex, another day it might be a Nikon F2. None of those cameras are very expensive right now. And if they inspire you, if you shoot more, if we work and create more memories that are going to be archived, especially if we're shooting film, that's a treat. And that's a great opportunity we have right now since film gear is so inexpensive. And film isn't all that expensive either. If you're shooting black and white, you can process it yourself. I use HC110 with no stop bath and just rapid fix from Ilford. It's a really easy way you can process a roll of film in 20 minutes, and it's hanging to dry. You can scan it, or you can take photos of it with your digital camera and a macro lens. So you don't even need to have any extra special gear. You do need some kind of a light table, but there are apps that will make your phone into a solid white screen, and you could lay a negative onto that and use that for your light table. So there's ways, and like I said, sometimes the equipment we get a little gearheaded, but at some point it is a little bit of fun to pick up an old Rolly 35 rangefinder or guesstimate camera, those old little boxy Rollies, or again, to pick up a big old Nikon F or a Canon F1 or some of those interesting cameras that they have a life that is continuing and they just need somebody to shoot it. So, well, that's today's talk. I hope you're enjoying these. If you are, please hit the subscribe button, and thanks for watching, and I'll bring you some more.